All right, shalom, 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 Shabbat shalom, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, better known as GMS, who do well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David, beginning with 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children out of the 12 tribes, whom Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai will ultimately have mercy upon in these last days. I'm your brother Montezabath, residing from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Melbourne, Australia. And as you can see, all right, Amalek takes control of TikTok. The war of information continues, all right, which is the title of this lesson. Now, as a beloved elder Apostle Tahar has put out, another, well, not another, but has reinforced again to all Akim, especially in Great Millstone, that we are to, be circumspect, all right, and you be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Now, when we do our videos, so for this lesson, I will be using the term basest of men, all right, where you see the I word or the anti-word or this, that, and the third. All right. And you brothers should know what I mean by the basest of men. Okay. So as you can read, this is from people's voice.tv. It says the basis of men seizes control of US TikTok algorithm. All right. As the Zionist social media takeover accelerates. All right. So let's get right into the article. This comes via way of September 18, 2025. The United States has reached a deal for a group of American bases of men led by Larry Ellison's Oracle to take control of TikTok's U.S. operations and control the algorithm for American audiences. The move comes after years of pressure on ByteDance, the Chinese parent company, to divest from the popular video app. According to reports this week, Oracle and its partners will hold an 80% stake in a new U.S. TikTok entity, while ByteDance will retain a minority share. U.S. data will be restored, or Salakia, U.S. data will be stored on Oracle servers in Texas, and the American version of TikTok will run on a separate algorithm from the global app. You see? It says Ellison's influence. Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, a basis of men billionaire with long-standing ties to pro-basis of men causes, is expected to wield significant influence over the new structure. You see that? And again, that's why I titled this lesson, this is the war of information continues, because really TikTok is kicking their ass right now. There's a lot of Israelites on TikTok, and we know that the beloved elder Manat Zabab down there in GMS, South Carolina, he updates us through the spirit, of just bugged out 2/3 of our own people. But on the flip side of that too, there's a lot of brothers on TikTok that's bringing out the word and stuff, sharing, camp sessions and everything else like that. Okay. And see, not only YouTube, they're having problems with YouTube, which is why they changed a lot of the algorithm on YouTube, because the videos is just overwhelming. But now TikTok has really kicked their ass, because with TikTok, when anything does happen, TikTok pretty much gets the first glimpses of it and gives you the real news if you know where to look. Sometimes the algorithm can try to keep you out, but if you have people who you follow or whatever, okay, all it takes is a quick share button, and then things will just go up quickly, and people will have the real footage of whatever happened pertaining to the situation, this, that, and the third, right? So it goes on to say, Ellison's company will not only manage U.S. user data, but also play a central role in maintaining the algorithm that determines what content American users see. And also, let's keep in mind, Donald J. Trump is harping on anybody who is against the basis of men. Okay, they're pretty much either one, being deported out of the country, 2, losing their jobs or whatever the case may be, if they were in high ranking official orders and whatnot. All right. And everything else under the above, man. So this man is very serious. Okay. And this is why, we have to be circumspect in how we move now. All right. Because we know the time is coming where we're about to get persecuted ourselves. This is from X, formerly known as Twitter, from this person who goes by Adam Media. Breaking: TikTok US deal finalized. The US app will have its own separate Basis of Men algorithm. All right. It says the Oracle, a Basis of Men owner, Silver Lake, and Andreessen Horowitz, Basis of Men founder, will control US TikTok. Okay. You see it right there. See it there, so you can screenshot it if you want. So there you have it. All right. And that was uploaded. All right. September 17, 2025. It says critics argue that this amounts to a Basis of Men takeover of the app. And they warn that the algorithm will be steered to promote pro Basis of Men narratives and suppress balanced content sympathetic to the 7 countries they have attacked this year, including, all right, you see that word there. I don't even want to say that word, because you say anything that looks like you're for this word right here, they'll come after you. It says the concerns are especially serious because TikTok has become the main platform for Generation Z, where political opinions are often shaped. Right. And that's the whole thing. When you get down to the nitty and gritty, they want to persuade the young masses of the people, all right, to control the narrative that's going on over there in the Levant region. Over the past year, surveys and protests have shown that younger Americans are increasingly skeptical of the Basis of Men's actions in the G-Town and the wider region, and more willing to question unwavering and costly U.S. supports for its ally. All right. Because the whole October 7th fiasco, it ain't holding up. And everything that's going down in G-Town right now, all right, people are starting to speak up against it. By controlling TikTok's algorithm, pro Basis of Men interests could silence the very voices that have been shifting youth opinion. Unprecedented control. And that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. While U.S. officials insist the deal is about national security and data privacy, the arrangement effectively hands control of the nation's most youth-oriented social media platform to investors with clear ideological comments. China, meanwhile, has suggested it will still retain some say through licensing of the core TikTok algorithm, but the political and cultural direction of the U.S. app will rest in American and specifically pro Basis of Men hands. The deal is expected to be finalized by December 16, 2025. So look out for that date. The deadline set under U.S. law. Until then, questions remain over how much influence Oracle and Ellison will exert over the app's recommendation system and whether the platform will remain a space where younger users can freely challenge mainstream narratives on the Basis of Men. And you see it right there. So really, it's going to be interesting to see how all of this play out, because they already hitting you with the anti-word, right? So if you go on there and see, this also falls under, if you can see it, freedom of speech. Okay, which we saw what happened with the whole Jimmy Kimmel situation, which if you haven't seen it, go and watch it, because he really didn't say anything that should have got him kicked off. But then when they put the camera on Donald J. Trump, he used, well, he has shit ratings. He was bound to get fired anyway. Like, bro, that guy never ceased to amaze me. But nevertheless, the whole point is this. The Basis of Men are losing right now. And remember, Yahweh said this, right? Let's get a precept. Exodus 17 and 16. For he said, because Yahweh have sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Okay. So this, if you can receive it and understand it in the times that we're in, okay, Yahweh Bashem Shai is warring with these devils right now because they're losing the information war. Okay. Remember, this is a spiritual battle at this point in time, and it's going to get physical when Yahweh Shai comes back. Right. This is Jeremiah 49:7-10. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Right. And we believe the Temanites today are your Germans, based upon everything that they've created through means of their science and stuff like that. The smartest of the Edomites. It says, his counsel perish from the prudent. Is their wisdom vanished? Right. Because everything they're doing, from their witchcraft to their enchantments, through propaganda, news channels, media, mainstream media, which the word media, when you look it up, let's come over here. All right. Let's get Etam online. All right. Real quick. When you look up media, see what that's about. All right. It says newspapers, radios, TV, perhaps abstract from mass media, 1923, a technical term in advertising, plural of medium. Now, if we go into medium, all right, see what it says here. Now they say here, a middle ground, quality, or degree, that which holds a middle place or position. Okay, middle, miss, center, interval. All right. Many of secondary senses are via the notion of intervening substance through which a force or quality is conveyed. All right. But here in spiritualism, person who conveys spiritual messages, it says in painting, in reference to oil, watercolor, by 1854, the notion is liquid with which pigments are ground or mixed to give them desired fluidity. Right. But really, that's what it's going into. Let's see what else they got here. Could meet, not too much, but you get the point, right? Because Esau is known for using, all right, witchcraft and enchantments. Okay, you gotta understand that. All right, Salakia. So had an interruption. But anyway, now what I also did was I looked up here, media. I typed in Google media. From medium goes back to clairvoyance, and this is what Google AI had to say. All right, it says the relationship between mediumship and clairvoyance is that clairvoyance is a specific paranormal ability which often categorize Salakia, slip of the tongue, categorize, right, as a type of extrasensory perception, or better known as ESP, that may be a component of a medium's toolkit. It says a medium is an individual who claims to be able to communicate with spirits, which can involve receiving information through clairvoyant visions, feelings, sounds, or other psychic means. And therefore, the media, in the sense of mediums, can go back to the use of clairvoyance as a way to receive spirit communication. Now, they do this through their means of like you see here, what mediums actually see and feel when spirits communicate. All right. And they this is on YouTube. Now, I'm not going to play it, but Esau can work a lot of enchantments and witchcraft through the use of media. Okay, because the word media goes back to medium. So this is why you can't be caught up with the enchantments and the witchcraft that this devil puts out. So come back over here. I'm gonna read Jeremiah 49 and verse 8. It says, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If these by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. And so again, you have a battle of information war. And because this man's kingdom is starting to collapse expeditiously, all right, he's going all out. That's why so many distractions is happening right now. Okay. And the latest one, the greatest pull, okay, since that whole Captain K nonsense happened, this guy right here, Captain K, okay, this has happened right under our noses. A lot of people don't even understand that the basis of men, they now have taken control over TikTok. Okay, you got to understand the times that we're in. Habakkuk 2:16, thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Because now they're being criticized for covering up a lot of what they're doing on mainstream media. And this is why a lot of the other nations are now starting to call out Esau for everything that he is and what he stands for. You see? So, yeah, shameful spewing is being made upon his glory. All right. This is also why behind closed doors, Donald J. Trump is going around to different black museums and stuff, and they are taking down things that happened with his ancestors back then, or what they did to our people. But see, no matter how many, no matter what you do in terms of knocking things down, like they knocked certain statues down at the beginning of 2020 to 2021, all right, of their forefathers or whatever, guess what? The scripture says he required that which is past. Yahweh doesn't forget. Okay. And while we are in the midst of this informational war, this is Ephesians 6, I'm starting at 11. It says, put on the whole armor of power, which is this truth, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So everything that he dishes out from us, okay, whether he's attacking you spiritually, okay, or whether he's trying to mess with you carnally, okay, whatever the case may be, you should be holding your composure and still walking in the faith and stay in the spirit. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right. And it starts from the very top elite that orchestrate these things. And then they use their puppets to be able to push on what it is that they're trying to push on the people. So wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High. All right. Which again goes to this truth. Everything you learned in this truth, you're supposed to deal with it in all manner of aspects of your day-to-day life. It says that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. There's a scripture that says, in thy youth, or remember the day of thy youth before the evil day come, roughly paraphrasing in the book of Ecclesiastes, right? Because we are fast approaching that evil day. It says, and having done all to stand, stand therefore having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, above all taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all fiery darts of the wicked. Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, the strength of salvation. So everything that the apostles bring out day to day, other brothers bring out day to day, you should be using those lessons to get more built up in the spirit. You see, but see, it doesn't matter that they've taken over TikTok, because this is Isaiah 62:6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So the prophets, until Amos 8:11 comes, which is the famine of the word, the prophets, they're not going to stop day or night. So you taking over TikTok is not going to matter at this point, because the word is still going to get pushed out, and really this is the Lord's internet, man, according to Psalms, the 19th chapter. There's nothing that you can really do or say that's going to stop. And really, they want to see if this shows you that the Lord is really in control of how everything is being played out right now, because They could have taken us down a long time ago, but that just goes to show you that there's power. Okay. And Yahweh Bashim Shah, what's going on. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to let you brothers know what's going on with this TikTok fiasco situation. The basis of men, they now have rights over it, and they're going to give anybody in the States coming up when it's finalized in December. There's going to be 2 TikToks. There's going to be one specifically for America. They're gonna have their own algorithm, while everybody else is going to be on a standard one that's currently on today. So we'll see how that plays out. I pray that this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Basham Rakah Kwadash. Double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, better known as GMS, who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David. Shalom.